Okay, we will see the next concept, that is analysis of stresses, which is done by Westergaard's theory. Okay, what were these assumptions? These are the common assumptions. The slab is homogeneous, isotropic, and all elastic properties are uniform. And slab is of uniform thickness, and the reaction of subgrade, that is K, is vertical only. K is only vertical. You have seen in the last presentation where K acts as a spring type of a slide I have shown, where subgrade reaction is acting vertically and proportional to the deflection. That is why we have the formula K is equal to small p by delta. Okay, so the reaction of subgrade is equal to K times the deflection. Reaction is equal to K times the deflection. So K, we generally call it as a modulus of subgrade reaction. The load in interior and corner region is circular. Load acting in the interior and corner region is in a circular shape. At the edge it is a semicircular shape. Okay, so this is typical load distribution diagram, where the pressure intensity is directly proportional to K into Y. K is modulus of subgrade reaction, Y is deflection. Okay, so K is equal to small p by small y. So there is one more term, length of relative stiffness, radius of relative stiffness. There is one factor which is again and again asked in the main exam. What is this term? It is the ratio between ratio of the strength of slab with respect to subgrade strength. I repeat once again, strength of the slab with respect to strength of subgrade. Okay, the slab is nothing but concrete, subgrade is nothing but soil. So there is one ratio that is called as radius of relative stiffness. Relative means when you are comparing one with the another. Stiffness means its strength. So that is why relative means what? Between two things. One is concrete, another is subgrade. Stiffness here is nothing but strength of the concrete. Okay. So where E is modulus of concrete, H is thickness of the slab, K is subgrade reaction. So you have understood now. EHQ, E is nothing generally but concrete strength or modulus of concrete to the subgrade. That is why we call it by the name relative stiffness. Okay, Poisson's ratio, we take it as 0.15. Okay, we generally call it as relative stiffness of the slab. Okay, now Westergaard, that person conducted so many tests, so many experiments. He has given the equations for stresses. 1, 2, 3. All these are the equations for stresses. Stresses where interior of the slab, edge of the slab, corner of the slab. So I stands for interior, E stands for edge, C stands for corner. Now all these are due to loads. Loads of what? Wheel loads. Okay, these are the equations for the calculation of stresses with respect to loads. So SI, so again this formula will be used. P is there. P is nothing but wheel load. H is slab. L is relative stiffness, radius of relative stiffness. B is one more factor is there. We'll see equivalent radius that will come. So what are the other terms? Other than that, there are normal arithmetic equations only. So A is one more is there. We will see distance of maximum stress from corner. So that equation is x equal to 2.58 square root of AL. Try to remember L we have seen radius of relative stiffness. H is thickness of slab. P is wheel load. Okay, log is log, same thing. We will see what are A and B. Okay, these are the wheel load equations, stresses. So SI, SE, SC are stresses, interior, edge, corner, it is okay. H is slab, P is wheel load, A is what? Radius of wheel load distribution, that we have seen. No, A is equal to square root of capital P divided by pi into small p, that formula. L is radius of relative stiffness. B is what? Radius of resisting section. Radius of resisting section. We will see what is there. X is the distance of effects of the slab corner to the maximum stress, diagonal measure. Now we have formula for calculation of B also. B is equal to square root of 1.6 a square plus h square minus 0.675 h. When a is less than this, when a is more than this, B is equal to a. You should remember all these things. Okay. Now two persons, Teller and Sutherland, have conducted some other equations, conducted some other experiments. They have modified the old formula. Modified the old formula. Another person, Kelly, he has also conducted some experiments and he has again modified those things. Now these two are called as modified equations of Westergaard's only. Generally we call them modified equations of Westergaard's theory. That too for wheel load only. That too for wheel load. Both equations, this and this, are called as wheel load equations for wheel stresses. The previous one were normal without modification. These two are again wheel load stresses only. Interior, edge, corner. Here also edge is there, corner is there. Okay, edge is there, corner is there. Whenever they ask calculate the stresses with respect to modified equation, you should calculate this. Okay. Now those were for wheel load stresses. Now we go for temperature stresses. We have seen this diagram in the last slide. Okay, this is the daytime temperature. This action is called as warping down. Warping down. During daytime, top of the slab has more temperature, bottom of the slab has less temperature. This is called as warping down of the slab. This is night temperature changes where warping up is happening. Warping up. Okay. Now this is same thing. Now these three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. These are the equation for stresses due to temperature. That is why T has come. That is why T has come. T has come. Okay, now we'll see interior stresses due to temperature is depending upon some factors ET by 2 into Cx mu Cy 1 minus mu square. Now Cx and Cy are called as a Broadberry coefficient. There is one chart, from that we have to select Cx and Cy. E is a modulus of concrete. Small e, we will see what are those. Now, okay. Now this formula for interior stress for temperature. These two are edge. In this one, whichever more highest value is there, no, we need to select them only. Okay, remember this one. This and this, comparing what value is highest, that one has to be taken for edge temperature stress. This is for corner stress calculation. This is for corner stress calculation. Now, what are those? Interior temperature stress, or generally temperature stress, we call by the name warping. Okay, this we call by warping. Okay. Warping stress at edge, warping stress at corner. E is modulus of concrete. Small e is the thermal coefficient of concrete. Generally we take it as 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 per degree Celsius. Per degree Celsius. Okay. T, small t is the temperature difference between top and bottom. Temperature difference between top and bottom. The last one, L is equal to radius of relative stiffness. Now, what are these? Poisson's ratio. Okay, mu. A is radius of contact. Cx depends upon Lx by L. Lx is length of the slab in x direction. Small l is radius of relative stiffness. Lx is length of the slab. Similarly, Cy is that stress coefficient or Broadberry coefficient taken from the graph, and it depends upon Ly by L. Depends upon Ly by L. Ly is width, small l is again the same thing, radius of relative stiffness. Okay. Now Broadberry coefficient are Cx and Cy.